Okay, so today we're going to show you how to add a task in Golem. To add a task via the System Chooser, click the Add Task icon in the top right of the app. Select your file or folder with added textures and add your task to Golem. To add your file via drag and drop, simply drag your file onto the task queue, and the task will be added. You can also add folders with textures or any other added resources that the Blender file may require. In this case, we will use a simple file. Once you've dragged your task into Golem, you'll be able to give it a name. The Golem app will automatically recognize whether or not the file is a Blender file. Once you've added your task, you'll have to set your task settings. Before Golem can assign your task to other nodes, your machine must complete a local render test. Golem will render a single low-resolution frame of your file to determine whether or not it's a valid Blender file. This is integral to our verification process and must be completed to ensure the accuracy of computations. Once the test is completed, you can finish up the rest of your required settings. You'll have the option to use the default resolution of the file that you've added. You can also change the resolution later on. First, you'll see the preset. It's a drop-down menu where you can choose from saved settings that fit your typical workflow. This is great for users who want to save time when rendering multiple but similar scenes. You can set the dimensions of your file. Standard HD dimensions are 1920 by 1080, but you can set whatever dimensions fit your needs in this section. For frame range, this is where you define the frames to render. For a still image, choose 1. Here's a quick example of how you can define frames to render. Separate frame numbers with a semicolon, like 1, semicolon 4, semicolon 7. This will define frames 1, 4, and 7 to be rendered. You can also define frame ranges with a dash. For example, 1-4. That will render frames 1, 2, 3, and 4. Finally, you can define every xth frame with a comma. For example, if you do 1-10, 2, that will render frames 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. In this example, I'll just choose frames 1 through 5. The format determines the output that your render frames will take. The current supported formats are PNG and EXR. The Output To section allows you to choose your file path. This overrides the default path in your app settings, but only for the one task. If you like your settings, you can save these settings as a preset to be used later. In our next video, we will discuss the subject of setting your timeouts for your task. If you have any other questions, please refer to the documentation that we have linked in the description of this video.